Hi, my name is Michelle Fondin, and I'm the author of The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, an easy guide to a healthy lifestyle. And welcome to my Ayurvedic lifestyle series. Today, we're on step 2 of adopting an Ayurvedic lifestyle into your life. If you didn't watch video 1, go back and go ahead and look at step 1. Step 2 is all about discovering your Ayurvedic mind-body type. We talked about the Mahabhutas, or the great elements, Akasha, vayu, tejas, jala, and prithivi, which are space, air, fire, water, and earth. All the building blocks of nature are composed of these 5 elements, or one of these 5 elements, or 2 of these 5 elements. In ourselves, we have all 5 of the elements: space, air, fire, water, and earth. The basis for healing in Ayurveda, for the most part, takes place within your own mind-body type. Now, granted, there are many things that you can do to start to help yourself get healthy before you know your Ayurvedic mind-body type, and we're going to talk about those in the next videos. However, the usefulness is in knowing yourself. If you don't know yourself, it's going to be really difficult to heal. The first step in knowing yourself, knowing your Ayurvedic mind-body type, or your dosha as it's called, your Prakruti and your Vikruti, which we'll discuss in this video, is to take an Ayurvedic mind-body type test. Now, in my book, The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, I've outlined an Ayurvedic mind-body type test in which you can look at the statements and decide which of those statements apply to you at which degree. Online, I'm sure you can find other Ayurvedic mind-body type tests too. Now, if you want to get really into it, really into the nitty-gritty of really discovering your Ayurvedic mind-body type, you can go to an Ayurvedic practitioner who does pulse diagnostics or Vedic astrology or Jyotish, in which they can determine your Ayurvedic mind-body type. But let's keep things simple. This video series is about easy steps to adopt an Ayurvedic lifestyle. Take a mind-body type test. That's how I did it, and honestly, it really, really works. You have to be super honest with yourself when taking this Ayurvedic mind-body type test. Another piece of advice is also, when you are taking the Ayurvedic mind-body type test, think about your entire life and not just the past 60 to 90 days. Your Ayurvedic mind-body type, or your dosha, or your Prakruti, if you will, is a dynamic, a graphic of the 3 major doshas called Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, which are comprised of the 5 great elements: space, air, fire, water, and earth. It's the mix. I call it the genetic deck you were dealt at the time of your conception. So everybody has different proportions of these Ayurvedic mind-body types. We have different proportions of space, air, fire, water, and earth within our mind and body based on your genetics, really. And back in the day when Ayurveda was created, they didn't know the word genes. They didn't know the word genetics. They didn't have any way of looking scientifically at these microscopic things called DNA that you can only see through a microscope. So they didn't know about that, but intuitively they did know through the Ayurvedic mind-body types. When you're taking the test, as I mentioned, go ahead and think about the trend throughout your whole life. For example, if the statement is something to the sort of, "Many people find me stubborn," you need to think about it as a general trend. So, in your childhood, did your parents consider you to be stubborn? Did your siblings, did your teachers consider you to be stubborn? We have adaptability throughout our lives with education, training, self-awareness. We can adapt to different situations, and we can adapt our personality to become more socially acceptable. However, if your innate penchant is to be, for example, stubborn, then that is a part of your Ayurvedic mind-body type, even if you've modified it a little bit. So be truthful to yourself. Be truthful as the general trend of how your body has been, your mind has been, and your personality has been throughout the years. If there's something that's a little bit off or a little bit different, meaning that about 50% of your life it was one way and the other 50% of your life it's been a different way, then you can give yourself a lower score or a score that's somewhere down the middle for that particular statement. So that's really how you're going to go about taking this. The first time you take the Ayurvedic mind-body type test, take it by yourself. Go ahead and try to get honest with yourself. Take it by yourself. And if the results are inconclusive, then go ahead and take it with someone who knows you really, really well. So that if you're stumped on a statement and you really don't know, like, am I really like this? Am I not like this? You rest assured, if you ask that person who's apt to be honest with you, then you can get a clearer answer. And sometimes that's very, very helpful. Once you finish the Ayurvedic mind-body type test, you'll have some results. Your results are going to be in the Vata category, the Pitta category, and the Kapha category. So let's suppose your score for Vata was 80, your score for Pitta was 70, and your score for Kapha was 30. Clearly, you would be a Vata Pitta, with Kapha being the third or least dominant dosha. So we're going to talk about those results afterward, but let me just explain to you the concept of Prakruti versus Vikruti. Prakruti is your genetic makeup. That is your nature. The word Prakruti means nature. Your score that you got from the mind-body type test, let's suppose it was Vata 80, Pitta 70, and Kapha 30, your Prakruti makeup is the proportion of the three doshas integrated. So meaning that Vata is higher than Pitta and Pitta is much higher than Kapha. That is your genetic makeup and you can't change that. The goal is not to make all three of the doshas even. The goal is to come back to your set point. The set point for you is your Prakruti. That is where your body feels good, your mind feels good, you feel you're in balance with the universe, and you feel fantastic in your mind and body. Now, your Vikruti is your current state. There are also mind-body type tests, Vikruti, or the most current state, your state of imbalance, in other words. The state that is probably currently away from your Prakruti. You know, over time, by the choices we make, the food we eat, the water we drink or don't drink, the beverages we consume, the experiences we have, the relationships, the career choices, the lack of spirituality, all of those things bring us out of balance. So we have this Vikruti, which gives us a snapshot of the last 30 to 90 days in order for you to understand what areas need to be balanced first. And it's really helpful. It's very useful information. In the Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda companion workbook, I have a Vikruti test. In the Vikruti test, you really want to look at the last 90 days. So you want to focus only on the symptoms, the signs, the personality, everything having to do with just the last 90 days. This will give you your Vikruti. Your Vikruti or state of imbalance may look similar to your Prakruti or it may look totally different. Let's take that scenario of Vata 80, Pitta 70, and Kapha 30. Now let's say you're 40 years old and all of a sudden you're discovering about this concept called Ayurveda. You've come to Ayurveda because you have some health challenges. You've been overweight, you have type 2 diabetes, you are sluggish, you're fatigued, you're not feeling right. And so you're trying out this new health system, which is really an old health system, but it's new to you. You take the Vikruti test after your Prakruti test, which is mind-body type test, and you discover, oh my goodness, it's not Vata 80, Pitta 70, Kapha 30. Now Kapha is the dominant dosha. Pitta is the second dosha, and Vata is the third dosha. in this snapshot of the last 90 days, your Vikruti does not look anything like your Prakriti. And so that gives you tools, that gives you data for you to use in order to help your body, mind heal. It's super useful information. And again, honesty is the key to this process. Ayurveda is all about getting to know you and you, getting to know the inner workings of your mind, body, soul, and spirit. It's also about the yoking, the yoga. It's about bringing together those aspects of you, mind, body, soul, spirit, relationships, career, environment, healing your past, looking at all those things in that wheel, in the wheel of healing. It's about integration. It's about bringing those pieces together in order to bring balance back into your life. So go out there, take a mind-body type test, take a Vikruti test, and then you'll be ready for the third step in living your Ayurvedic lifestyle. Thank you so much for joining me. If you love these videos, please support me on Patreon, patreon.com/MichelleFondin. Buy a book. Email me at michellefondinauthor@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Namaste.